Carrying on from part one in the preparation for long-haul travel, we're going to look at packing your bags, some of the things to consider to pack your bags, what sort of luggage, and hopefully some helpful hints that make your long-haul travel more pleasurable, that will assist you in ticking off that bucket list item. So let's have a look at packing your bags right now. All right, so now it's time to pack the bag. I'm usually not this organized. In fact, I'm never this organized. I usually pack my bags an hour before going to the airport. But for the purpose of all this, and we're over 55 now, so we may forget a few things. So unless you're someone who makes lists all the time, it's good to kind of lay this out all in the bed and you can have a good look before you pack. So a bit more organization, a bit wiser as we travel. So I think the first thing I'd like to look at is the suitcases. So for the travel bags, I get a large bag, lightweight. I have a bunch of different suitcases. Some of the ones in the early days, I used to get really strong ones because travel around and get knocked around. I figured you have a good solid frame. But there's so much weight in that, and you're only allowed 22 kilos or 40 pounds, whatever it is, 50 pounds. So you don't want all that taken up in suitcase. So find yourself a sturdy suitcase that's lightweight and large enough so you can carry a second suitcase inside. If you're traveling internationally, you're allowed 2 pieces of luggage plus a carry-on and a personal bag, whether that be a computer bag or a purse, something like that. I use the computer bag because you've got all the pockets, you can fill a fair bit of stuff in there. I used to travel with a backpack, but I found out for my documents getting all scrunched up, and the computer bag was better, and they would consider a backpack carry-on. I could actually have another small bag that you could slide under your seat or in the overhead. So when I'm going to the US or going somewhere, I travel quite light. So this suitcase will be empty pretty much. So what I travel with is I'll put this one inside of that one, and then I pack the one suitcase. So I've got the one suitcase plus my personal bag, my computer bag, and that tends to hold all that I need. The reason I got so much luggage is because in the past often I travel with one and then you end up buying more things overseas, and you're allowed 2 bags. So I end up buying suitcases all the time, and I end up with more because the excess luggage weight, if you're over your weight, the charge for that was actually more than buying a cheap suitcase at Walmart or something. So I end up with lots of suitcases. But I'm getting better and better at that. The other thing to consider with suitcases, oh yes, like I said, if you're traveling internationally, you can use you can have 2 suitcases even traveling inside the United States because you got that ticket that you're going back overseas. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay, because inside the States, you got to pay for all your luggage, your carry-ons. I really hate traveling inside the United States because everyone packs in as much stuff as they can, so the overhead bins are always full, everything's full. There's always too much luggage. It's a mess, and then if you're flying within American Airlines, different types, different carriers, all carriers in America, basically you pay for everything, whether that's the your headphones, the stale sandwich, whatever. It's just commuting. It's cheap to travel in America, and it's just to get you from point A to point B. Traveling internationally is better, even with the American, Delta, all those sort of American air carriers. But I still prefer not to fly them. Qantas is my number 1 choice. There's Arab Emirates. The only one I won't fly is South China Air. I've had unbelievable dramas with them. So yeah, have a look, do some research about the country you're flying to and the carrier that you're taking, what your luggage allotment is, because it can be very expensive. I've been caught out in places where I travel and all of a sudden I get into a country and I can't have this. So I end up getting my cheapest suitcase, and everything I can dispense will end up throwing a suitcase away with a bunch of stuff. So really do some research beforehand so you know, particularly if you go to multiple countries. So that is to do with the bags that I'll carry, these 2 suitcases and my computer bag. I could have a carry-on, but I probably won't because it's just me. So I should have plenty. Although this time I'm carrying more YouTube gear. I've never carried that sort of stuff before. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next. Or maybe we'll talk about the computer bag here. So with the computer bag, got a front pocket in here. I tend to put a lot of my cables and stuff out front. Always ensure that you're traveling with a power adapter because the Australian power and the Americans is different. So the prongs are different. They won't plug into the wall socket, so that plugs into an American socket. And this is the Australian one in the front. And you can get these multi-universal things that got pins coming out, and you can use it for all different places in the UK and Japan. Everything else is all different. I don't have a lot of luck with those, so I suggest that you actually buy just one of these that is from Australia to America, America to Australia, China, wherever you're going, the solid one. And double adapter, because you always need two. There's always want to do something else. Or if you're taking the only slot up in an airport, somebody else wants to use it, somebody else can buddy up there as well. So I always carry one of those with me, and I'll carry another one in my suitcase. So when I get to the other place, I don't want to be charging stuff. It all works good. Always back up. Chargers for my iPhones. So I carry one and a backup. Headsets, backup. This is for my tablet. It's also got the USB, so you can plug that into your seat in front of you in some airlines. If some of them have, they're not USB, they're just a solid cord. And if you do that, you can't plug it into the airplane. So you want to get one that has the extra head, so you can just pull it out and plug it into any USB charger. Little battery pack booster there if you get caught out. Carry a notebook in there. My business cards, hairbrush, keep myself tidy, some reading glasses, and then there's my charger for my laptop. That's a bit of a problem with the laptop. I can charge my tablet with the USB, but the Apple won't let you do that. At least I haven't found an adapter for that yet. So I'll look at when I'm in the States to see if I can find something. This is my laptop. There's my documents. I'll keep my passports available, quick and easy for me right here in the front. And my plane tickets, my boarding passes, things like that will go into the front. In the back, I have my other documents, my itineraries, coupons, just big. It keeps the paperwork from getting all messed up if you have it in the back of the computer bag. And then in the center of it, I'll have a big notebook. I keep a light sweater. Always travel with some local currency with you, because you get to airports and find out that your card doesn't work, it's an exchange, whatever. Cash and American cash. I've yet to find an airport in the world that won't, a vendor that won't take American dollars. Probably wouldn't take Australian dollars, or Canadian, but American dollars is good just about everywhere you go. Exchange rate might be terrible, but they'll accept the money. The jumper I carry inside my computer bag or my carry-on. It's a very lightweight, but it's long sleeve, very soft, something you can sleep in, and very lightweight. Weight is everything when you're traveling. The clothes I'll be wearing to the airport will be my t-shirt, and that's one from my gift shop. It's got my logo on there because you might strike up some conversation and find some new people that want to subscribe. My tracky pants, these are very old, soft, well worn in. I've traveled the world with these. Again, you don't want the heavy tracky pants. You want something really lightweight, easy moving. Again, something you could sleep in, something quite comfortable. I've traveled before with the heavy tracky pants where if you're going into cold climates, so you do that, but you get too hot on the plane, too uncomfortable in the airports. You want to keep with something lightweight, but something that'll just take the chill off you. I've traveled in shorts too. That works. This time of year would probably be okay because the weather in Australia and the weather in the United States, particularly Montana, is about the same. We're in May, So the temperatures are relatively the same. So it doesn't get too cold, so just relax. Shoes, the most comfortable pair of shoes that you have. You want to wear them. And so I'm wearing my t-shirt, that back up. That's my clothes. That's the gear. Then I have my computer bag. Again, the computer bag is going to have my original documents, my itineraries, my original passports, all that sort of stuff. My copies that I made in the office, scanned. Those documents I'll put into the front of the suitcases. So again, it's easy to access if I need it, but the suitcases are, likely to be checked all the way through to your destination. So that is in that bag. In my carry-on bag. Oh, one more thing. Okay, I just went to the shops to buy a few things that I don't usually travel with. Today, got me a little travel pack here with a toothbrush and toothpaste. I usually carry a big shaving bag, but I find out that it gets to be cumbersome and you don't really need that much stuff when you're traveling. So I'll get a Ziploc plastic bag to take with me because sometimes they'll want all in there. This has already got a little bag with my toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, and some floss there. Eye mask. If you fly with some of the premium airlines like Qantas, British Airways, things like that, they give you a set of these when you get on the plane, as well as those little packs. But I don't know. I'm traveling Qantas part of the way, but even though you book with Qantas, you could be set onto Delta or some American Airlines, whatever. So take that with you. I'll do another little bit of a video about jet lag and sleeping on a plane over 50s, things like that. Don't normally use the mask, but I'm going to give it a try this time because again, I think things are changing. I don't travel the same as I did when I was younger. So get that. The other thing, speaking of that, is traveling support socks. These goes up to your knees. Now, friends of mine that are over 50 swear by these things. I haven't used them before, but I'm over 55 and one of our legs is 14 hours and I got about 22 hours in the sky. So it's well worth having this for your circulation and to keep you from getting DVT. So I'm going to wear those this time. My socks, my support things, and little face wipes. They never go astray, making a mess or whatever. I'll keep that in my travel bag. Also, I got some roll-on deodorant. Even though it's travel size, travel size is what you want. I found in some airports, even if you have the travel size in the aerosol cans, they don't like aerosol cans. May get rid of it, even though it's the right size. Just don't like aerosol cans. So if you can get a roll-on deodorant, that's the way to go. As far as the other extra equipment I'm taking that I don't normally take, is all to do with making the YouTube videos. I'll be taking along my a tripod, a big tripod. I mean, it's Gorilla tripods that you can bend around however you're going to use it. And then I got two of these smaller handheld ones. And then a selfie stick with Bluetooth on it. Two old iPhones. These can work as extra cameras for angles or microphones catching sound. These are just an iPhone 5 and 6 ones that we used in the past. I use an iPhone 10 now, which is just being filmed on. It's fantastic. And then I've got some microphone equipment here that'll carry that. And these, for the most part, all of that will go into my carry-on bag. The only thing, as I'll be making some short little clips as we progress along the travel, but all I really need is my iPhone. So I'll just be carrying that with me. All the rest of this can go into my carry-on bag. Clothing, I carry quite, I travel fairly light. I do have clothes at home in Montana, but they probably don't fit me now because my 7 steps to 40, I've lost a lot of weight. So I'll buy some new clothes when I get over there, sure. These come in handy. Picking your seat, you can book your seats for most travel, usually not always on the long hauls beforehand until you get to the airport, but I've booked all mine except for the long hauls in advance I like to sit very last row aisle. So there's usually only like 2 seats there, very few seats there. It's close to the toilets. That's inconvenient for some people, but I find I have more room back there. If you ever get stuck in the middle, these are really good for just a pillow to rest your neck if you're going to be sleeping on the flight. This one actually has like a little vibrator thing on there for your neck on the inside. And make sure I'll check the battery for that. And I won't be taking any medication. Stuff I'll be taking with me in my luggage will be my krill oil, my Metamucil. This way for sure I've got it and I can find it. Something I'm taking now, watching Dr. Berg, K2 and vitamin D3. The K2 is going to be a major thing. It's going to be like vitamin C in the future. This is around aging, anti-aging, keeping your arteries from hardening. It's just fantastic stuff. Look up Dr. Berg, look up K2 vitamins, what kind of foods. You can get it in kale, is very high in it, cabbage. There's different foods, but the D3 helps it absorb more. But look into that. I'm taking that now, as well as my krill oil, and then my Vitagreens. So I'll take probably a bigger container of my Vitagreens with me. So those will be packed into my luggage as well. So I think that is about it. It's just about packing all this into the bags now, and then figuring out what clothes I want to bring with me. So let's start packing. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. And remember, you can follow me on my Facebook page, Your Journey Transitions, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, and LinkedIn. And also keep an eye on my website, yourjourneytransitions.com. I'll post some helpful documents and checklists and things along the way. I'm not quite sure when I'll get around to putting those up, but keep an eye on that website under documents, and there might be some helpful things there for you as well. And most importantly, remember to share my channel and these videos to anyone you know over 50, anyone that you would wish to have peace of mind in their retirement years. And until then, this is Rick Ward, your guide to the retirement stages, wishing you an extraordinary retirement.
This is like a cocoon.
What comes out of a cocoon?
Butterflies.
Are butterflies beautiful?
Yes.